Hello guys, this is Jan XR here and welcome to the race weekend review. It is the third race review of this season and today we are reviewing the Chinese Grand Prix, which was taking part in China this Sunday in Shanghai, and yeah, it was pretty good race, I have to say, and a bit uneventful, but still that was great race as I said, and we got some decent fight in the mid-pack basically because the first few cars like Mercedes and Ferraris were a bit further down the road, and yeah, we'll see about that later on in the video. So in the background you can see a bit different video, and it is R Factor in China. Yeah, this is in China from GP3 cars, and yeah, this is the race that I've done, and yeah, if you want to see more R Factor videos, please leave a comment with that. But now let's move on to the action, and yeah, we seem that McLaren are getting better in every race, and yeah, we see that the gap between the pole time and the McLaren's time are now much closer. And in Australia, for example, there was between Lewis Hamilton time and McLaren's time was about 6 seconds, and now in China we saw that the gap is melting and now it's about 3 seconds, so the pack is getting closer, and I think in the end of the season we'll see a bit of a nice fight, and yeah, hopefully McLaren could go really into a great team actually, and maybe next season will be maybe their great season and they will score some decent points there as well. So if you saw the Malaysian Grand Prix and you saw this race, you saw that and you followed the news also, and you saw that Mercedes were a bit frightened about Ferraris, and they were trying to get better parts on the car so they can have the lead against Ferraris, and they did so. Lewis Hamilton finishing and Rosberg in first two places. Now P1 was nothing special. Mary, Stevens, Alonso, Button and Hülkenberg were out of the Q1, I'm sorry. And Q2 there was out Perez, Sainz, Verstappen, Kvyat and Maldonado. I think Verstappen was quite a big surprise that he failed to go into the Q3. I think he made a mistake just like Maldonado did on their qualifying laps, and yeah, that just basically ruined their laps and they were not qualified into Q3. And Q3 was, I have to say, pretty close. Hamilton's time, the pole time Hamilton, and Ericsson the 10th time was about the difference. The gap between those two times was about 2.3 seconds, so 2.4 maybe, and yeah, that was pretty close, I have to say, and especially between Hamilton and Rosberg. Rosberg was only 0.04 of a second slower than Hamilton, so he was very frustrated about that, as he said. And then Vettel has finished in third in the qualifying session, and surprisingly, Williams has showed their pace, and it was much better than in Malaysia. That was wet track, and today in dry track, Williams showed that their pace is actually pretty good, and they have qualified in the 4th place and 5th place ahead of the Raikkonen, which has qualified into 6th place, but I think he made a mistake in his qualifying lap as well, somewhere in the start of the qualifying lap, and yeah, no big surprises, but yeah, maybe a big surprise, not a big, but it's quite good surprise, I have to say. It's not that nothing happened, but two Saubers, NASA and Ericsson, have made into the Q3 and they finished 9th and 10th. So that was pretty good weekend for Sauber, and as we will see later on. So now we move on to the race. What was pretty good, that there were no big accidents or collisions in the turn 1. So I was really happy about that, and happy to see that there was no accidents, but yeah, there was some things that happened. So Ricciardo was going really slowly from the starting line. Not sure what happened to him, but he lost so many positions even out of the top 10. Actually, he dropped into the 16th or 17th position. I don't even know now. But he started in 7th, dropped down a lot down the grid, and yeah, he was fighting back for their positions in the race, and Ricciardo finished in the 9th place, so pretty good for him. There was few DNFs, so Hülkenberg DNF'd, and then Kvyat DNF'd. What was interesting about Kvyat, that he blown his, I don't think he blew, or maybe he blown the engine, I'm not sure, but there was smoke of his car and the fire, and he had to stop the car in the lap 16. Now, finally we saw Lotus's really showing the great pace, and actually it was going really well for them. Grosjean even finished in the 7th place, but unfortunately Maldonado, as usual, has crashed in the, Maldonado retired in lap 51, and he crashed with Button at the lap 49. Button has managed to finish the race, but yeah, Button, if you haven't seen that, so Button was running in the race line, or maybe I'm not sure actually, but Button was running into the first corner, and Maldonado has suddenly turned into the right hand side, and Button and Maldonado have touched each other, and looks like that collision caused Maldonado to retire because of a brake failure. So that wasn't really good for him, because it was only few laps left, and actually not a great race weekend for Lotus, as I have to say, because of the Maldonado hasn't finished the race while only few laps to go. I think there was 56 laps and he retired in 51, but yeah, enough of that. Now let's go to lap 24, where Sainz has retired from the race. He was going to retire actually, and he was going really slowly on the straight, and I think the engine has recovered, and actually Sainz has finished the race. He finished in 13th place. So pretty good for him that he didn't know that he didn't need to change the engine, and it was working till the race end. Now what else do we have? Yeah, lap 53, there was a crazy event there. Verstappen actually blown his engine there. Only a few laps to go as well. And the funny thing, there was the race, I'm not sure, the marshals were trying to get the Verstappen's car into the box area through the wall in the in the pit straight. There is a wall that crosses the box area and the racetrack, so they were trying to get the car through that wall, and that was really hard thing to do for them, because the car was in such a bad angle that they couldn't get out the car off the way, and actually the race have finished behind the safety car. So that wasn't really good, because we haven't seen the great fight in the last few laps, but anyway, the race have finished, and thankfully no big fatalities happened, and yeah, so we'll go to race results in a moment. And the good thing that was two McLarens finally finished the race. That was pretty good, I have to say, and McLaren did really great job there to finish the race, and that really shows that they are getting stronger each race. So we'll see how it goes later in the season. And so yeah, the race standings were Hamilton first, Rosberg second, Vettel third. So classic top three, I have to say, in those three races. Then Raikkonen, Massa, Bottas, Grosjean, Nasa, Ricciardo, and Ericsson. So pretty good race weekend for Sauber, I have to say. For Williams as well, they finished 5th and 6th. Then Perez 11th, Alonso 12th, Sainz 13th, Button 14th, and actually 2 Manama Russia cars finished the race. Stevens and Murray finished in the last 2 places, 15 and 16, and then the 4 cars retired from the race, so Verstappen, Maldonado, Kvyat, and Hülkenberg, and then the 20 cars. So that's basically it from that side. Now let's move on to driver standings. So nothing really unusual. 68 points for Lewis Hamilton, 13 points down is Sebastian Vettel, and now 4 points behind Sebastian Vettel is Nico Rosberg. He is with 51 points. Then Felipe Massa with 30 points and Kimi Raikkonen 24. Then Valtteri Bottas, Felipe Massa with 14 points, so that's quite good for this young Brazilian driver. Then 8th is Ricciardo, 9th Roman Grosjean, and Nico Hülkenberg ending the top 10 with 6 points. And actually we have 4 cars with 6 points, so it is Grosjean, Hülkenberg, Verstappen, and Sainz with 6 points in the driver standings. So we'll see how this fight will go. And actually with 5 points we have Marcus Ericsson, so he will give a fight to those 4 guys in front as well. And then the big difference, 2 points for Daniel Kvyat, and the last point is for Sergio Perez, 15, and the 5 last cars haven't scored any points. Maldonado, Jenson Button, Fernando Alonso, Roberto Merri, and Will Stevens haven't scored any points in this season so far. Now let's move on to constructors. Mercedes are really in front. They got 119 points in their pocket, and Ferrari is second team with 79 points, so quite a big difference so far, and I'm not sure that there will be any fight in the constructors, so maybe there will be a better fight from Ferraris, but not a big one, I guess. Then third is Williams. Surprisingly, 4th is Sauber. 5th Red Bull, Toro Rosso, then after the Red Bull, Force India, Lotus, and then McLaren and Marussia haven't scored any points in the constructors as well. So that's basically it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video, hope you enjoyed this review video. Please share your thoughts in the comment section about the race. What do you think about the race? Was it interesting to watch? Personally, that wasn't a great race to watch, but the Malaysian race was much better than this. But anyway, it is the early stages of the season, and I'm sure that in the European races, starting with Spain, we'll see a lot more action. And yeah, hopefully that will be great races and great season as well. So, only 1 week to go till the Bahrain Grand Prix, so I'm looking forward to that as well. And yeah, so as I said, share your thoughts about the race in the comment section down below. Please leave a like and comment as well, should I do more R-Factor videos, and that's it, I think. So yeah, that's been John XR, guys. See you next time.